Well, here it is. 10 years. Hard to believe I've been doing this for that long. Join me as we celebrate some of the finer moments of 10 years of live streaming broadcasting of Indie Spotlight Live. I gotta tell you, it's been a ton of fun putting this video together, and I really hope you all enjoy watching it as much as I enjoyed putting it together and making it. So without further ado, here we go.
Okay. Those in the chat, do be aware that we are recording, and that includes your comments in the chat room. So don't say anything too untoward, if you don't mind.
Well, I think you have the option to take them off.
Do I?
The chat, yeah, I think you do have the option to remove it.
Okay. Not that I will, that's the fun part of the show. Oh, you can say all the crap you want to, Sherry. You go right ahead. What I think we might do, Deb, just take a second and just kind of tell everybody what the show is.
That would be a good idea.
Since we're recording that way, like I said, I've got players embedded like on my blog, or I got one on MySpace. So I think it would be a good time to tell everybody what the show is about. This is Indie Spotlight Live. We're on Sunday nights at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. So if you're in the Central Time Zone, like one of our chatters. And, sorry Sherry, couldn't help myself. 9 Eastern, 8 Central, every Sunday night here on Blog TV. For the past 6 months, Deb and I have hosted the show over on Blog Talk Radio in search of better audio quality and far few technical glitches. In a more user-friendly environment, we decided to make the switch to Blog TV. We interview musicians, and we talk about the music industry and everything that's in between. So.
Tank. There's like two dudes. One dude is shivering. I think he's been in there for days, and he's like, you know, he's about to pass out. He's just shivering. The guy looks so sad. And then there's like this big Mexican, you know, you could tell he's a gangbanger guy, you know, big dude. And there's a toilet, you know, there's like one chrome toilet in the corner that hasn't been washed since 1962, you know. And there's like half a roll of toilet paper, and the big gangbanger Mexican dude is using it for a pillow. He's sleeping, and his head's on this toilet paper. And all I'm thinking is, man, I'm going to be in here for 10 hours. Thank the good Lord I didn't eat a Taco Bell before I got arrested.
No shit.
Because what am I going to be like? Hey, dude, you know, I need that toilet paper. You know, the guy's going to stand up and rip my limbs off, you know. But the story is, you know, basically, you know, I was on my way. And like I said, it's all in the song. I was on my way to Nashville. I was doing one of my little tours, starting from Chicago down to Indiana, on my way to Nashville. And ironically, on my way back from Nashville, I was going to play a coffee shop, which was like down the street from the detention center where I ended up. But I just played my show in Valparaiso. I'm minding my own business. I'm going through this town called Elizabethtown, Kentucky. State trooper pulled me over, told me that I failed to merge. To what, I don't know. I was driving the speed limit. His canine was in my car. He asked me if his canine could sniff out my car, and I thought, well, he won't find the quarter gram of weed I got buried in there. You know, I mean, it's like a puff of pot. You know, dog ain't gonna find that much. They're looking for cocaine, and she, well, you know, the stupid ass I am. The dog found it just like that. I think it's pretty funny though. I had the weed in an Alan Jackson cassette jewel case. And part of that thinking was, if I did get pulled over by a redneck cop, you know, they'd see an Alan Jackson tape and they think, well, he's a good old boy. He listens to Alan Jackson, you know. His dog found it. Cuffs went on. I ended up in the Elizabethtown Detention Center for almost a couple days. I missed the Nashville show. And everything they say about prison food is absolutely right. It's horrendous, man. The fuckers, you know, but it's not bad enough that they throw you in the drunk tank and then they they've totally fucked up your life. You know, they're trying to make a living here. I'm missing my gig. I don't know when I'm going to get out of there. And what they really fuck with you. They 4 a.m. they come down and they wake me up and they come with us. I have no idea where they're taking me. Next thing I know, I'm sitting like in this nurse's office, and she's asking me all these questions. You got AIDS? Have you ever had AIDS? Do you intend to get AIDS? You know, do you have any skin conditions? No. You do drugs? I felt like saying, you stupid bitch. If I didn't do drugs, I wouldn't be in here. You know, I mean, just stupid shit. You know, and then I'm saying, why are you waking? What is this about? I'll ask her questions. You know, and then you go back to your cell. By then it's 4:20, and then at 5 o'clock they're waking you up again for what they call breakfast. You know, and I've always made it a point never to eat anything that crawls, and I kept to that point because that shit was crawling. And then, like the other inmates, you got guys in there for life, man. Guys in there. There was a guy in my cell doing a year for defending himself in a bar fight. I mean, I'm thinking, man, I could never get out of this place. They're going to lock up a dude for being in a bar fight for a year. And I was getting scared in there, man, because I don't know if the guys were fucking with my head, but they say stuff like, yeah, man, you know, they can let you out of here when they want to. You know, how much, yeah. I'd be like, man, all I had was like a puff of weed on me. It was, you know, not even enough to get you high. And they're like, hey, man, I've heard of dudes doing 2 years for a joint here in this town, man. I'm starting to get really worried, you know. I'm thinking, man, you know that movie Midnight Express where the guy gets busted in Turkey? I just had these visions of, I may not even get out of here. Well, I did get out of there. And, and so the song Busted in Kentucky I wrote on the steering wheel of my car while coming back. Well, there's one more twist to the story. So I got out, and I was very relieved because, you know, Jack brought up wife swap a little while ago, and the wife swap people were going to be at my house the very next day to start filming this episode. And I thought, man, what if I don't get out of here in time? Well, I did. So when I got out Friday morning, I was relieved. And I'll tell you guys, I think every American needs to lose their freedom. Yes, if not, that was the first time I ever lost my freedom. I lost my freedom for a day and a half, and you know, I can never walk in the shoes of the man or woman who does really hard time in the jail. Like, forget about a week, a year, 2 years, 3 years. Man, I couldn't do it, man. I tell you, I sat in a Home Depot parking lot and returned all my calls from all these friends who were like, Pete, you know, we're down here at Borders. I was going to be performing at the Borders bookstore. That was my show in Nashville. We're at Borders. Where are you? You know, all these messages, wondering where I was, you know, and I'm returning these, explaining the story. I'm talking to my wife. And I'm sitting in this Borders parking lot. No, not Borders, but this Home Depot parking lot. And I tell you guys, that Home Depot parking lot, after being incarcerated for almost a couple of days, after having my identity and my freedom just totally taken from me, I may as well have been sitting on a Caribbean beach. It was just, wow. It looked beautiful. I mean, it just felt so good to be free. Everything looked so good. You know, the tree, the grass that, you know, that we take advantage of, that we see every day. I mean, after seeing nothing but concrete, you know, all it takes is a couple of days surrounded by nothing but concrete and walls, and abysmal surroundings, which is what that detention center was. I tell you, you really, I mean, you just want to go up and just kiss the tree. And this, I'm a wimpy bastard, man. I'm just in there for fucking 2 days. Gosh, man, to do hard time in jail, I must be a pussy because, I don't know, I consider myself tough, but I was only in there for a couple days. Mm-hmm. These people that do real time, man, I couldn't do it. I do not want to go back down there, man, because, you know, it's not just the fact that you can't go anywhere. And what really fucked with my head was I was missing a show. I really think if I didn't have a show, I would have taken it better. But I don't ever miss a show. And it was so, I just kept watching the clock tick thinking, come on, somebody come through. And even when the bail money comes through, they still fuck with you. I knew the bail money was there. My wife had sent it.
Right.
But they still keep you for a few hours more. Why? Because they can. You know, they want to make it as miserable as possible for you, you know. And it's not just all that also. The worst part really is when they take all your clothes and make you get in those monkey suits, those orange jumpsuits. They take your watch, your wedding ring, your necklaces. I mean, they'd probably take your tattoos off your skin if they could.
Right.
You know, that's just, you know, and suddenly you all look the same. It's like China, you know, where they're all wearing the same, those same suits, you know, those same green clothes they wear. You know, it's like they strip you of your identity. Similar, I know that's what they do when you go in the military too. When you think about it, the military is very similar to prison. They shave your head. They you know, they make you all dressed the same, and it's one mindset that they force you into. And I'm telling you, man, I just I don't ever want to be in a situation of doing hard time, because it would totally suck, you know. But so I got out, and I'm so ironically, my show that night was, like I was saying earlier, in a coffee house not far from the detention center in Elizabethtown, Kentucky. When I booked this tour, I had no idea that I would be busted in the town where I'd be playing at. So I very nice people at the coffee shop, very nice club. I walk in there, I go, man, this is a nice room. This is actually designed for listening. They got seats and tables right up by the stage. Well, 3 people pay the cover charge that night. 3 people. This is like a Friday night. This is how hopping this town is, man. And this coffee shop is like right in downtown Elizabethtown, you know. 3 people pay the cover charge. I had an opening act. I made $7.
Yeah,
Oh,
JD,
really? Yeah, what happened to freedom of speech, man? I thought I could say anything I wanted to. What's the deal? Are we on a thing here where I can't say the 6 nasty words like Carlin? Huh?
Actually, there's 7, and you can let them rip. We don't care.
Oh, good. Gosh darn it.
JD, I got rid of my G rating. I think
No,
the second week I was on
there
here.
might be little kids on, so let's keep it clean. Oh, sheep shit. Jeez. Anyway, did we all want to know what I've been doing?
Yes.
Get update
I
us, man.
have been so busy. I was just wondering, should I start it out? Or do you want to start it out, Jack? Are you going to laugh on that, or what should we do? Anyway, it's
glad I
been
got the
hotter
damn
than hell
thing
here in
working.
Oklahoma. And I found a new home. It's called Charlie's Last Stand. They love me over there for some reason. I don't know why. Probably because I don't drink. Yeah, she goes, we have a tab there every time we play, but there's always only like $10 on it. And God bless those girls over there. I played a wedding over there. It was really fun. And we're working on our album as we speak. And I've been working on Big Daddy McCann's album. He goes, I got 2 songs I want you to do. I ended up doing 5 so far. So I did every song on the album, which is a pretty good feeling. I was gonna see as soon as he gets it done if he'll let me send it to you guys, so we can let you guys share some of the stuff too. It's some really awesome stuff. And I got some new tracks, but I can't figure out how to get them. When, you know, like to send it to you on my email, I'm not sure how to send. I'm kind of a dummy on the computer, so I'll have to ask one of my partners over at the studio. But I want to know how I can send you some of these other songs that we have down that you don't have, that I'd like for you guys to have.
Oh, cool.
But I can't seem to get them up when I do it through the email, unless it was already on my computer on a regular file, like one of my main albums. But the new stuff that's just CDs, it just won't let me do it for some reason, because I go into unnamed files on what I got them all under,
Right.
and it won't let me get them. So I got to figure out a way how to get those numbers off there and send them to you, because there's some killer songs. We should have the album done. Hopefully, I'm hoping by Christmas. It's taken longer than I thought.
It always does.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was here started in October. I got sick a little bit there for a couple months, and then I'm back on my feet again. And it took me a long time to find a bass player in town, and Brother Dave, and we finally started cooking. Man, we played some big places already.
Wow.
And Big Daddy's been helping us around town, opening some doors that when I lived here before, I was a top dog around town, and now people are knowing I'm back, and so, well, you guys got a lot of pictures, didn't you?
Yeah, I went to your. I hope you didn't mind. I went to your MySpace and pulled down some pictures just to.
No,
kind of
man,
promote the
that's
album.
awesome. In fact, that's where we're playing on the 8th, right there at that picture right there. That's a bad picture of me, man. I look bad right there. Looks like I have a big butt. Damn. My butt ain't that big.
Okay, I just asked the question. Answer honestly. Would you prefer to bust a move or walk this way? And so far in the chat room, Jamie Gray says, walk this way. Marin, a.k.a. Mischief, says, walk this way. Seva says, walk this way. Lee, a.k.a. Here I Am Again, walk this way. Taryn, a.k.a. Art Magic, walk this way. Kevin says, still want to be a hooker checker in Nevada.
And when the songs would fade out at the end, I couldn't tell when they were fading out, other than just looking at the thing, watching the thing go over to the end.
Right.
And then when you would talk, I couldn't hear you unless I unmuted the show.
Right.
And that was kind of hard to hear, too.
Yeah. Right.
Well, I have to set everything so low so I don't blast everybody.
Right, right. Okay, and I saw a green thumb from Angela. Angela, you ready? Okay.
No, Rob. I am really tired. I've been getting by on like 3 and 4 hours of sleep a night. And this morning, I after we got done with the show, I went to bed and I couldn't sleep. I was so pissed. I couldn't sleep.
And you should have been ragged out by that point. I know I was. I had no trouble going to sleep.
Yeah, I was, but I think I pushed myself to a certain point.
You think it
And
might
I
have been
just
adrenaline
don't
let
go.
down, maybe? Adrenaline let down, maybe?
I don't know. No, I didn't take a nap. I had to bake cookies for Mikey. And I did get it done, and then I spent the rest of the day sending out thank you notes to people and an apology to one because I screwed up.
Well, it really wasn't a screw up. We couldn't help that. I felt absolutely horrible about that. And we'll talk about that in a bit here. But first and foremost, I want to welcome Angela, Miss
Hello.
Emissary here on Blog TV, to the show. Hi, Angela.
Hello.
I'm here. How's everyone?
I'm upright. That counts.
Okay.
Make her promise she won't hurt me again.
Me hurt you. Ow.
Oh my God. Last couple times I've talked to her, it's been like worse than having Rob around.
They say you have to beware the quiet ones.
Oh, she had me laughing so hard. I was in pain. I mean, literally, and crying.
I was wondering if you still had that. He was going to share it with Jack. I don't know. Can't share it here on blog. It'll get us in trouble.
Okay, I am totally clueless. And I guess I will remain so until after the show. Yeah, uh-huh. Okay, yeah, hear these two? You guys hear these two, right?
Thinking about it.
I'm sorry. Thinking about sending it to him.
Okay.
Might not be good though, because the room can't participate. So
Okay, I don't know what these two are up to, guys. I am totally clueless. It must be one hell of a joke. That's all I got to say. This must top anything excellent Rob
sorry.
and Lee and everybody else has ever done. If these two are going like this.
There's some sick people on the internet, is all we can say.
And those who enjoy them immensely.
Oh my God, what is this? I don't know if I want to even. What the hell is this?
Oh my God.
Okay, this has to be awkward for the people on chat. Yeah, I have no clue either, Eric.
Oh gosh.
Oh no, don't ask. You don't want to know. You don't want to know.
We've had like 3 minutes of straight nothing but laughter here, so I mean, if you.
Oh.
Don't worry, El Grande, you haven't missed anything because I have no clue what's going on either. Something apparently happened when these two were Skyping with each other the other night. I wasn't involved in the conversation, so I have absolutely no clue what is going on here.
You have to open that picture.
Oh my God, do I want to?
Yeah, let me put it on screen. What the hell?
Hey guys, I'll put this up, but I'm only going to put it up there for a second because it will get me kicked off of blog.
Oh, he's recording.
Oh my God.
Oh, I got to get rid of that first. Hang on. Stop.
Your website, and I've read a lot about you, and I know, people were aware of your talent when you were really young. They picked up on it quick, and I know things happen for you.
Right.
And I looked at your website, and you were even signed with a label.
Yeah, weren't
I
you
was.
signed with Mercury Records at one point?
Yeah, it was Polygram. Yeah.
And now you're an indie artist by choice.
Well, yeah, I guess you want to say it's by choice. If I mean, it would be wonderful to have some industry support, but it just didn't really work out for me. A lot of people get gobbled up by a big company, as you know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Let me
Wow.
see here.
reading your story here on your. Oh, let me drop this link in the chat room. God, I am like so behind the 8 ball tonight. Usually I'm on top of my game, and tonight I don't know what I did. I don't know. I guess I got up on the wrong side of the bed today. But according to your bio, you began singing and playing the piano before you could even reach the pedals.
Yeah. Well, I was pretty much born into a house full of music because I have 2 older brothers that both play piano, and we had a trio as little children and started playing. I started playing with them probably when I was 7 or 8.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been in bars a long time. I remember drinking cherry cokes in a bar when I was probably 9 or 10.
So I guess you could say it's in your blood, so to speak, right?
What?
I guess music is in your blood, along with the cherry coke, of course.
No more cokes for me. Yeah, I really probably had little control over my destiny.
It was just meant to be. You know, I was listening to one of your songs today. I think it was on Reverb Nation. Are you on there?
Yes.
I think that's where it was. Both Sides of the Gun.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, is that amazing?
You like that?
Yeah, I do. And what really freaked me out, I'm more of a southern rocker, you know. That's
Right.
not really the type of music that I would listen to and say, wow. But this one did. Every once in a while, something grabs me, and this really did. It's well put together. You know, this isn't just a bunch of people that want to be musicians. This is like a work of art. The sound.
Thank you. Thank you very
Oh
much.
my God. And Fonda, this isn't even the type of music I normally go for. But that one, oh my God.
It came from a pretty good place. I really was thinking of Marvin Gaye and Inner City Blues. In fact, there are some little components, guitar part in there that comes right out of that song. And while I was working in the studio on it, I was listening back to that, and we tagged a little part on the front, you know, before the song actually starts. The percussion starts and stuff, just pretty much like Inner City Blues. So
Oh, wow.
I really got the vibe from that, and that's a really important song to me.
It's
Got a story, pretty personal story involved with it.
Well, Fonda, before we lose you, tell us about your dog.
My dog. Okay, now you're talking. All right.
cool.
Well, I lost my heart dog, Stella by Starlight. When she was 12, she had a horrible cancer, and I lost her. She got sick in about 3 months. She was gone. And my new dog, I waited a little while, and I went to Golden Retriever Rescue, and I found a wonderful dog that nobody wanted, and she is just incredible. My new dog is Sasha, and she's going to be 5 in June. I've had her for 3.5 years.
Oh, wow.
And she is really a great dog, and every time I talk to anybody, I tell them that she came from a shelter, and that there are so many dogs out there that and also very important breed specific rescue groups out there. So any kind of dog that you might think that you need to go to a breeder to get, you can find like 100 of them that need a home. And that's a big bee in my bonnet right now, is spreading that word, because people can't believe that my dog was thrown away. because she's incredible.
Oh yeah. Well,
And
as Deb can tell you, I'm a huge supporter, and I know Deb is too. Specifically of animal rescues. I've really,
sure.
and it's such phenomenal people that work for those organizations. It's just,
Isn't it incredible? It is. It's amazing.
And a
married
lot of
into a
times you
family.
can get, if you want a purebred, you can go through breed-specific rescues, and you can
That's what I'm
actually
saying.
pick one up
hmm
for a fraction of what it would cost you to get one from a breeder.
That's right.
you're just
That's
basically
right.
paying the vet
Saving
bill.
a
Doing
life.
such a wonderful thing, too.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Well, that's
agree.
what I did, and I couldn't be happier with my wonderful dog.
Aw,
I think they know when we save them. I think they know that.
I think they do too.
Right.
There we go. And as soon as I'm done recording, I will put the pig picture back up one more time, but I don't want to record it. Here we go. Rob Mazurek and Deb from Unsigned Musicians when we were on Blog Talk Radio.
So there's a sign on Deb's house, protected by Smith & Wesson, and handwritten underneath that sign, and really large dog named Mikey.
Yeah, I wouldn't even worry about the gun. I'd be more worried about Mikey. The dog's a monster.
Oh, he's pretty huge, but my guns are too. So,
Yeah.
a friend of mine told me once. I had this. I was holding this 357 Magnum with a 6-inch barrel and oversized grips, and
Oh yeah.
he looked at me and he said, he said, a woman with a gun that big, you don't even have to know how to use it to be scary.
What, do you have a big Model 28 end frame there, or what?
I'm not even sure. It's huge. It is
okay.
huge. And I love this gun. It's really, really sweet, very accurate.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was saying that a woman with a gun that size doesn't even have to know how to use it. Just pick it up and look scary. Because you
Yeah,
never know where the
basically,
hell she's going to shoot.
Yeah, there's nothing more unnerving to a criminal who's just scared the shit out of some woman and she's holding a gun.
Oh, I know.
So
Yep.
yeah, it's a definite deterrent because he's going to think twice about making a step forwards towards you.
Yeah, we were at the gun range one night. That used to be our idea of a hot date. We would go to the gun range, and
Well, at least you had someplace.
but yeah, I mean it's better than going to the bar, right? But
Right.
there was this gun range in Orlando, and Friday night was ladies' night, and ladies could shoot for free. Like they have ladies' nights at the bar.
Right? Yeah.
Well, we went in there one night, and there was only one lane open.
Okay. So you
Well,
took turns.
this guy comes in by himself, and he's got this bag, and he pulls out this gun, and he starts shooting sideways, like drive-by.
Oh, he's trying to be a big gangster.
And I looked at my husband, I said, oh my God, I said, this guy's practicing for a drive-by.
Yeah,
Well,
we
then
used-
he pulls out this shotgun with pistol grips on it, and he's doing the same thing with it. And at this point, I'm really freaking out. I mean, this guy is really practicing for a drive-by. Oh, my God. We got to get out of here and get to our car, and we got Mr. Drive-by over here. Well, we kept on shooting, and we put this silhouette target down there, and I started firing at it, and I shot at the chest and walked it down, and the last shot went in the crotch.
Okay.
Well, suddenly I realized you
Ow.
could hear a pin drop in this place. And I looked around. I'm the only woman in there.
Right.
I looked around, and everybody is looking at my target. And I started laughing so hard. I was crying. And all of a sudden, all these guys come running over to us and start talking to us. And, here, shoot mine, shoot mine. Even Mr. Drive-By wanted to be my buddy.
Well, that's the thing, Deb. I mean, people think as gun owners as some weirdos or whatever, but I mean, we're the friendliest people you can imagine and the most loyal.
Oh, yeah.
Just like any other group of people, when you get them together, it's just a regular group of people. Just because you own a gun, you don't go and buy a gun and all of a sudden your skin turns green. You grow 10 feet tall and you go, which is the stereotype.
Well, it's a misconception by the media. I mean,
Oh yeah, exactly.
But that was Deb from Unsigned Musicians with our good friend Robin Zurich, known as the Sperminator here on Blog TV. Back on our old Blog Talk Radio show, Deb talking about Mr. Drive-By, Rob talking about one of his favorite subjects, as we all know, guns. So, that was a great show that night. I've always loved that story. Hey, Corey, good to see you. Okay, hang on, let me stop this. Recording another video, guys. I want to do what I call the anatomy of an event. Okay? The week before an event, we always go through the same stages. Okay? Now, right now we have Sunday night. We're talking about the event. Deb and I have already previously Skyped about it. We've even done a test show with one of the musicians. You know, we've worked on event stuff. Okay? Every day has a title. Okay? We've got Sucky Sunday. Okay? That's where we are now. Then you've got Manic Monday. Manic Monday, Deb and I will usually get on Skype. There's usually a big name musician that we had booked that has pulled out. Somebody has had a computer crash. Something catastrophic has happened that we've got to cover for. Okay? So we got Manic Monday. We're trying to rearrange the schedule, try to do this, that, and the other thing. And we talk about stuff. We'll be on Skype until about 1 in the morning. And we'll try to get things resolved. Okay? Then you've got Tango Tuesday. Tango Tuesday is when Deb and I will play hot potato on Skype for 2 hours trying to catch each other because we're both busy with other stuff. We finally do try to resolve whatever that day's problem is. Usually it's an explosion. We found out something. Something has happened. And it's usually something that has to be dealt with. We can't ignore. Okay. Then we have Wacky Wednesday. Wacky Wednesday, Deb is usually pretty laid back. And we're talking about the event. We've got the schedule going. We haven't heard from this person, but we're pretty sure we will. We'll talk about some of the music we're going to play. And then I'll say, Deb, all right, I'll see you at your show in 10 minutes. And Deb will go, fuck, I got to do a show tonight.
Thank God for old playlist.
Then we have Psycho Thursday. Psycho Thursday, Deb and I are usually both having a complete meltdown. One will start, then the other will calm them down, then the other will start, and the first one I have to calm them down. And it's kind of like a teeter-totter all night long. We're talking about stuff, trying to go, and we keep saying, it's going to be okay, it's going to be okay, it's going to be okay, it's going to work, it's going to work, it's going to be fine. No, it's not! No, yes, it will. Okay? Then, we finally get into Fuck It Friday. Okay? Now, Fuck It Friday, guys, there's usually alcohol involved. Okay? I'll hit
Always.
Deb. I'll hit Deb on Skype. I'll be like, "Hey Deb, how's it going?" She's like, "Well, I've got the playlist together. I've got the slideshow together. Hang on a minute." And Deb will go, "Thank you, baby." I'll be like, "What's going on?" Deb will be like, "Well, Andy just made me a drink," and I'm like, oh, "Okay." And you'll hear the cup rattling, okay, and it sounds like it's in one of those double big gulp cups. He's like, he just fixed me a big ass rum and coke, and I'm like, that sounds like a good idea. When we get plowed on Friday night. This is why the events always start at noon, never earlier, because we're sleeping off the hangover from the night before. So
I ask him, will you please mix me a drink and kill me?
And he does it quite well.
Oh, yeah.
So this is the stuff that goes into the events, the music that we do to please you guys. Okay. I got this article. Eminem is going to save the music industry. We dropped this link in the chat. I am not making this up. Now, obviously, this is not my opinion, okay? There was a time I might have listened to that kind of music, but I've since become enlightened. I'm indie all the way now. But according to Reuters, the music business badly needs Eminem's recovery, which is the new album for rapper Eminem, also known as Marshall Mathers, could not be more aptly named for a music business facing an alarming fall in sales so far this year. The Detroit Star's 7th studio album hits shelves on Monday, a day earlier than planned after tracks leaked onto the internet. Why? Gee, I wonder how that happened. Yeah, you know that shit was deliberate. It comes a week after the release of Canadian artist Drake's debut, Thank Me Later, which is also expected to perform strongly. Let me see here. Year-to-date U.S. physical and digital album sales by early June down 11% year-on-year to 136 million, extending a decade-long decline. You know, a decade-long decline, I could use that same expression to characterize the music industry. Just an opinion, right? To make matters worse, the recent boom in touring, which labels and bands sought to exploit as recorded music faded, is showing signs of weakness caused by high ticket prices and economic uncertainty, and digital download growth is slowing. Well, let me see here. I would go to a live concert if it was something worth watching. Good one, Deb. Good one, Charlene. I love you guys. According to Nielsen SoundScan, which we talked about this at a previous show, their numbers are not 100% accurate anyway. But if it doesn't have a barcode or a UPC, it doesn't get tracked by Nielsen. Just saying. So I mean, there could be a growth in the indie sector. Those knuckleheads will never catch it. But according to Nielsen SoundScan, 4.98 million albums were sold in the week ending May 30th, possibly the lowest figure since the early 1970s. By comparison, the record one-week tally set in December 2000 was 45.4 million. Analysts put the low figure down to a weak lineup during that particular week, and Drake's record is forecast to be one of the largest launches of the year so far, while Eminem, another tentpole album, follows hot on its heels. Yeah, he's a flash in the pan, but just my opinion. Hey, Stu, how you doing? Good to see you. Welcome to the show. See if there's anybody else that popped in while my eyes were turned. Okay. Ed Chrisman, who tracks music sales for the industry publication Billboard, said the physical format is in decline, but I don't think it will go away completely, quote unquote. What you want to do, since the digital magical bullet hasn't appeared, is to sustain your revenue from CD sales for as long as you can. Yeah. Although relatively small in terms of a label's revenues, digital streaming, downloading, online subscriptions, and advertising are seen as key to the industry's future. No shit. One major label executive said, don't forget, the revenue is still small, but at least it's revenue. But some 95% of the digital market is illegal. If we can grow that 5%, we've got a future. They're still blaming it on illegal downloads. No, the fucking music is crap. Even listen to people there might be also, today's musicians might have one good song in them, mainstream, okay? Not counting the indie guys who kick their ass in every sense of the word, okay? But Billboard goes on to say, given the incredible number of ways a person can now listen to music for free or near free, that gap between interest and willingness to pay is the biggest hurdle in record labels' quest to grow digital revenues. No. Put out quality, people will buy it. Independent musicians prove this day in and day out. Put out something worth listening to, people will buy it. According to ASCAP, these organizations that are fighting for our rights, according to ASCAP, are mobilizing to promote copyleft in order to undermine our copyright. Now, ASCAP doesn't own any of the rights to these songs. They just own the rights to collect royalties on these songs. They didn't write them. This is not their copyright. And before I go any further, I'd like to begin our roundtable discussion in regards to this whole mess. ASCAP. Yeah, you damn right. First and foremost, let me do the easy one. Deb, are you ready? Okay, joining us now will be our good friend Deb from Unsigned Musicians, who is also in her own right walking, talking encyclopedia of information when it comes to bullshit about the music industry. So first and foremost, I'd like to welcome Deb to the show. Hello. Unmute your mic.
Thank you.
Deb, how are you this fine, wonderful evening?
I'm good. I've had a fabulous weekend.
I have as well. Did you get the just a sidetrack? Did you get the email that I forwarded to you?
I did, and I also have one I need to forward to you.
Okay, we'll catch up after the show tonight.
Wonderful weekend.
A great weekend. So Deb, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
But yeah, we're talking about our good friends at ASCAP. Now, should I go ahead and bring on the person that is responsible for this whole thing.
Yeah, the troublemaker. He pissed me
Troublemaker.
off before I even had coffee.
Rob, are you ready? Bringing on our very own Rob Mazurek, known on Blog TV as the Disperminator. Let me just add this. No.
He sent us a link to this article, and I come in here with coffee in hand thinking I'm going to read emails while I wake up, and I read that article, and I was sitting here ranting and carrying on. Oh my God. Our CD?
Yeah, Rob, how's our CD coming along? Are
Have you
done
sold
with that
any
yet?
CDs for us, Rob?
No, not yet.
Yeah, get off your ass, bitch. What are you doing? That's our CD. That's
Oh,
our
but
royalty.
I had-
You get your 7 cents when you sell that CD, damn it.
I had a
Hey,
meltdown.
it's actually 9.2 cents there, Jack.
Oh, I'm sorry. 9 points for this. I have to just make a note of the fact that it's 10:10 at 10 on 10:10:10. According to the Chinese, this is good luck. So let's all just make a wish for the upcoming year. Yeah, I'm thinking of Intercourse, Pennsylvania again. Yeah, sorry. It's 10:10 on the 10th day of the 10th month of the 10th year. I just thought I'd pause the music for just a second and mark this momentous occasion because I'm usually not even paying attention to stuff like this, and I missed 9/9 at 999. So, and the serial tens is just kind of a freaky thing, so I put the date on the timeline that I usually got going there. Oh, no, it's not 10:10 anymore. So I hope you guys made a wish. No, but there would have been 09 or 99. Yeah, 09. Yeah, this is the only one. You're right. Until next year when it's 11/11/11. Now, people have told me that 11/11 is lucky, so maybe next year we'll have to mark that too. Anyway, all right. This is my strange recording of the night. I'm done. Hit record. And ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the Weenie of the Week, brought to you by Indie Spotlight Live here on Blog TV. This week's Weenie of the Week is yours truly. During last week's show, I was a complete goober and pulling several dumbass moves. One, I kicked somebody that I should have known out of the chat room. Kicked poor Mandy. And I feel really, really bad about that. Again, Mandy, I do apologize. If I'd have known it was you, I wouldn't have done it. I also, in the process of trying to do other things, kept hitting wrong buttons, and I prematurely ended the broadcast not once, not twice, but 3 times. So, this also, I don't know, what else did I do last week that qualified me for Weenie of the Week? Oh yeah, I was so mean to Mandy. I already talked about that. Got that. What else did I do? Jan. Okay, yeah, I kicked Jan out of... I kicked her out of your room one time, didn't I? Yeah, I kicked Jan. No. I know it was not Jan, because she comes in as Facebook Jan. Who was it that I kicked? It was Mandy. It was somebody else. Bubbles. I kicked Bubbles out of Kevin's room one time by accident because I thought it was somebody. I thought it was a hater. Yeah, I talked about. I kicked Bunny. That's right. It was Bunny. Okay. I'm now also Weenie of the Week because I just called Bunny Bubbles. Roll. See, I'm getting rolling tonight. God. Okay. Let's point out all my bonehead moves that I've done. Alright, what else have I done? Come on. Alright. Anyway, yours truly, myself. My name is Jack. I'm Risky Business 04. Ladies and gentlemen, I am the Weenie of the Week. Again, Weenie of the Week brought to you by Indie Spotlight Live here on Blog TV. Join us every Sunday night, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. Screen name is Risky Business 04, although I will have to warn you. Another reason I'm the Weenie of the Week is that I'm not going to be doing a show for a couple of weeks because work life is going nuts. Grab them. But I'll talk about that under a separate recording. And if you're watching this on YouTube, have a great week.
This week's Weenie. is really quite interesting. This comes to us courtesy of our good friend Rob Mazurk, who's known on Blog TV as the Disperminator. And this one, words fail me. I don't have an article to link to, so I got a picture I'm going to throw up here in the viewer. If you're watching this on YouTube, well, I'm sorry. I wish I could give you something more readable, but I can at least tell you that I gotta squint just like you do. Buzzing undies make shopper faint. A woman collapsed in a supermarket when her vibrating panties made her faint with pleasure. Well, like I said, it came from Rob. The kinky 33-year-old housewife was wearing a pair of battery-operated passion pants bought from a sex shop while she did her shopping, according to The Sun. But she got so stimulated by the vibrating bullet in the panties that she lost consciousness. Holy shit. She fell and hit her head in the crowded supermarket. When paramedics arrived, they found her black imitation leather knickers still buzzing. They took them off before an ambulance took her to the hospital. God, don't tell me it was a female paramedic that wanted to take him for a test ride of her own, please. The woman whose identity has been kept private suffered no long-lasting ill effects. Well, hell, she had a 3-hour orgasm. She should have been shitting rainbows, you know? As she left the hospital, a paramedic gave her back the passion pants. A spokesman for the supermarket chain told The Sun, "We like to think shopping with us is exciting already." Okay. Okay, let's say you're the paramedic. Let's say you're the paramedic. And you have not the one that took them off her, but the guy that gave them. Okay, let's say, ma'am, these, I think these are yours. Let's see what they're saying in the chat. Okay. She has no weenie. Rob, obviously not. Deb is bitchy. She doesn't have any. Nick points out they don't make them for guys. Rob said she probably entered the ER with a smile on her face. I bet. Well, wait a minute. They'd taken her off her by that point. Oh my god. Excuse me. Deb says, I bet the ER staff was all smiling too. They must have been drenched, says Rob. Ew, says Deb. Not all women are squirters, guys. The paramedic says, hey doc, it's the soggy... it's the soggy bottom, boys. Okay. I still can't get over the fact that they took the fucking panties off of her before they took her to the ER. Hold on, boys. Oh my god. There's nothing else I can say to this, guys. I can't add to this. I can't... I don't know who the hell this woman is, but... where you keep your vibrating panties at home. And, this is the Weenie of the Week. Brought to you by Indie Spotlight Live here on Blog TV. We broadcast here almost every Sunday night, 9 o'clock Eastern Time, Eastern U.S. Time. The screen name is the same as it is here on YouTube. At least she didn't have a butt plug stuck up her ass. Oh my god. Alright, my friends, it is now time for the Weenie of the Week. And the music didn't play. Hang on, I'm going to try this again. Alright, my friends, it is now time for Weenie of the Week. second time's a charm. Brought to you by Indie Spotlight Live, currently being broadcasted on Blog TV, but Blog TV is closing down March 27th, so I won't be here much longer. Blog TV has sold itself to you now. This week's weenie is Blog TV. And I'll tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. I understand sites have to evolve, and I understand this is a business, and I understand people need to make money, and I get all that. I don't fail to understand any of this. I worked very closely with the owner of another website for a very long time. I understand the advertising aspect of it. I understand that, you know, you're providing this platform to us that we've all known and loved to make money. Get that. At some point, you know, if it's not working out for whatever reason, you're not making enough on advertising, you haven't gotten the site quite to do what you needed to do to make money for you, somebody comes along with a good offer, I get that. I understand all of that. I understand why we would have gotten sold. I don't like where we're going, where we're being told to go. I'm not moving to you now, by the way, guys. I'm not going to that site. Their terms of service is way too restrictive. Did you see what I just had in my hand? A cigarette. Over on you now, that's bad. You know what else I got here? Guess what? Guess what? This may or may not be an alcoholic beverage. Also against the terms of service on you now. Bottoms up, motherfuckers. So. Hold on. Ice. Okay. So. And any content that you put on you now, by their terms of service, becomes their property. Now, as I've said during the live portion of the show, like stuff like this, like right now, yeah, this is totally my content. This is me. This is mine. When I'm talking on camera, this is mine to sub-license however I wish. The music I play on the show, not so much. These are these musicians' babies that they've entrusted to me to play and promote them. And my payment for this is they in turn promote the show and their fellow musicians. And I call it payment in full. Hell, when one promotes me. One promotes me, tells somebody else about it, and that somebody else pops in. Anybody, any of the musicians, or anybody that hangs out at the show, I'm paid in full. So, it's not my place to sub-license something that was licensed to me to play and promote them. They in turn promote the website and the show. That's how it works. It doesn't work that I give you their content for you to put on your website. It doesn't work that way. I don't see how, that's not even fucking legal, okay? And to go to you now, where there's a bunch of freaking prepubescent teenagers over there, and I'm going to be fighting for airtime against some freaking 15-year-old teeny bopper talking about her Barbie dolls and fucking Taylor Swift, and then, you know, then after a while when she gets bored of broadcasting, she'll come into my show and she'll like, hey, this is a really cool music. Hey, can you play some Justin Bieber? And then I'm gonna have to jump through the computer and kill a bitch. No, it's not happening. And so this is a totally awful place we're being told to go. It's not for. Okay, you know what? You know what that's for? It's for the teenagers that are currently on Blog TV. Now here's the difference. On Blog TV, the teenagers kind of stay over there. The grown-ups kind of stay over here. They don't intermingle that much. Every once in a while, one wanders into my chat, and I flat out tell them, it's like, you know, can I be honest with you, sweetheart? This is kind of a little grown-up for you. And they get bored because I don't usually stay on cam. I run a slideshow when I'm playing the music to promote the musicians. Another piece of content that's not mine to sub-license to another freaking website, by the way. And they leave. They go and look for something else. They look for, I don't know, they go looking for some 16-year-old with pimples talking about freaking, hell, I don't know. Whatever 16-year-olds talk about, his baseball collection. And, you know, in the meantime, you know, the site's being moderated by some kid in a Darth Vader costume, you know, sitting in his mother's basement with a picture of William Shatner up on the fucking wall. I mean, give me a break. Really? So, no. No Blog TV. Bad. Blog TV. Bad. TV. TV, you know who else I blame for the fact that you had to sell yourselves to another website? Blame you. You didn't do enough to promote yourselves to be the site. You know, there's a number of other sites that do similar things like what we do here on Blog TV. The difference between Blog TV and a lot of these guys is somehow or other they managed to kiss somebody's ass and promote themselves a hell of a lot better. The fact that you didn't get the user count and the viewer count that you needed to support your advertisers, that's your fault. That's somebody's bad marketing decision. I've been in business and retail for damn near 20 years. I know how to read a P&L, and I know that in order to make money, you got to spend money. You guys didn't do either. So this is how it happened. And instead of sending us over to a site that would embrace us much like you have, our diversity, our differences, the different kind of personalities that somehow managed to intermingle and meld on here, and instead we get sent to Barbie Land over there? Really? Really? Guys, I'm sorry you made this move. I understand it's your website, you can do whatever the hell you want with it, but I think the worst thing about this whole merger thing, and I'm gonna kill the music for a second here, because this is going from being semi-comedic, even though I'm dead serious, to being dead serious. Here on Blog TV, there's a community. There's this whole... It's a community. I can't speak. I can't put enough words. God, this would be a video that would take hours to watch if I were to talk about some of the fantastic people that I've met and gotten to know on Blog TV, and through that maintained a relationship off of Blog TV. You know, a friendship, not any kind of relationship, obviously, but certainly friendships that were forged on here. Great music, hours spent listening to great music by brilliant musicians, and people doing like what I do, what Deb at Unsigned Musicians does, and you know that we all kind of came together and we're united in this, and it's kind of like being kicked out of your house. Alright, my friends, it is now time for the Weenie of the Week, brought to you by Indie Spotlight Live, hosted currently at indiespotlightlive.webs.com. This week's Weenie. Well, folks, you tell me what you think of this one, okay? I'm gonna kill the Benny Hill thing and bring this one online for you. Alright. Bad rap music. Nice looking chick. I'm gonna mute this real quick. Now, we've got an open bottle of alcohol here and a candle, right? So let's just keep watching. And she's doing the Miley Cyrus twerking thing, okay? Yeah, shake that rump shaker. Oh, turn the music up. Oh yeah. Yeah. Get your drunken ass back over there. There you go. Alright, now, I'm gonna pause this. Twerking in front of the door. Now, what could possibly go wrong? Because we've already seen the bottle of hooch and the candles, right? Let's watch. Shake that little thing. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh no.
Oh my god.
Okay, and I'll mute this. Yep. That is one hot chick, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my god. What could possibly go wrong? Take a good look around. I'm recording this during my last broadcast from this particular piece of real estate around me. Gonna be moving over the next couple of weeks. So if you're watching this on YouTube, yep, and here comes Dora on cue. Say hi. And she hit the mute button on the other computer. I do apologize for that. Say hi. Say hi. Want to say hi? Nah, you just want to be a cat. Yeah. Okay. If you'll give me just a second. I mean, this is just a terrible thing that I found out here, guys. I just don't know how to talk about it. So I'm just going to throw this picture up. This is a picture of our good friend, Pete Berwick. Guys, our friend Pete Berwick was involved in a fatal car crash today that took the lives of 3 nuns, 2 disabled seniors, 5 children, and 7 relatives of Mother Teresa. Fortunately, the reality star walked away unscathed, but to hell with the others. When asked if he had been drinking, Berwick replied, "No, I put the can down the moment I hit the brakes." The highly anticipated reality show, Eat Me, I'm a Woman, will premiere in March as scheduled. As for the deceased, who cares? That's show business. I wanted to bring the show back one more time so that I could have some fun, share the music, and give these amazing musicians, these artists, the exposure that they deserve. Over the past 8+ years, I've put a ton of time and effort into Indie Spotlight, and to put it simply, I wanted to give the show one last trip around the block before I park it in the garage for good. I've had a ton of fun doing this. It's been one hell of a ride, and I've met some of the most interesting people I've ever known through this show. It is 11:58 here on the East Coast of the United States, and I've gotten really creative here. If I'd have thought about this before, I would have had this Christmas ornament that holds pictures, and what I would have done was have a Indie Spotlight logo in the viewer. But hey, you know what? I got 2 minutes, and that's not enough time to do this. So, without further ado, let me really quick show you guys what you're about to see. And yes, I still have it up. Ooh, yeah, I'm a smart guy. Or I should be a smart guy. Anyway, let me bring that back up, and desktop, and minimize, and you get to look at me with my New Year's Eve ball. Okay, so we're going to be starting the countdown very shortly here into the new year, but before that I do that, I know 2018 was kind of a rocky year for the Indie Spotlight Live brand, especially the YouTube channel. I really haven't uploaded much of anything. Facebook, I've gotten active in the last couple of months, and as I've said during the Facebook Lives, the plan is to bring back the live streaming broadcasts, ride it through our 10th anniversary show, and we'll see what goes from there. There's at least one musician interview planned that will happen, and I'm looking forward to it. So, alright, we're getting down to the last 10 seconds of 2018. So, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy freaking New Year. Happy 2019. Thank God we're here. This is a great place to be, y'all. Up, and the ball drops, and we're done. So, and I'm done talking about it. So anyway, hope you all have a happy and amazing New Year. I hope I plan to, and stick around for the Indie Spotlight Live everything, the Facebook presence, the blog, the YouTube channel, everything. Got some great stuff coming up in the new year, and again, thanks for all the support. And it seemed anticlimactic somehow, but okay, you know what, I'm just gonna roll with it. Happy New Year. Thank you.